Hey guys, Vape and Vick here, and welcome to a vlog. Vlog number 16, I believe, if we are all still counting. I know I am. What am I vaping on in this vlog? I'm going to vape on all sorts, but in my hand right now I've got the Kato Square Box mod thing, and the Yokan Favo tank, and inside that I've got Perino Yo Yogi, but we'll come back to all of that slightly later on. Let's just crack straight in. Vlog topic. Didn't do a topic in the previous vlog, and that was because it was the 2 rant special. It was interesting responses from the rants. Some really good points on the gun thing. A lot of people saying it's a completely legitimate hobby. You know, if you go to a shooting club, shooting range, all that sort of stuff, you know, it's just, you know, it's the same as putting a skateboard or a snowboard in an Instagram picture. So, you know, it's just a hobbyist item in that respect. So, so there were some good points on that one, and then on the other side of things, you know, there was some interesting points. Todd made some good points about brick and mortar stores, how, you know, 80% of their income is your starter kits and getting smokers onto vaping, which is by no means a bad thing. So there was some good response, a very balanced argument, and no one went crazy or got really upset or anything. It was very mature for the vaping game. What else? What else? Oh, okay. So that was last vlog. Because of the 2 rants, there was no topic. The topic for today is, I don't know if we've used this one before, but I need the answers now. Have you tried temp control yet? Yes or no? And do you now, if yes, do you now prefer it to your Canthal, your typical non-temperature controlled mods and builds? Have you tried temp control yet? Yes or no? And do you now prefer it? Let me know in the comments, and if you don't prefer it, it'd be cool to get some reasons why as well, if possible. If you have time, please comment below. That was the vlog topic thing. Did I do the thing? I don't know. Um, what else? What's next? What is coming up for review? What is coming up for review? A few bits and bats. Got this. If you follow me on Instagram, you will see you'll see what's coming up. If you do follow me on Instagram, you do get to see what's coming up for review before everyone else, and you get initial thoughts and stuff as well. And then when I change my mind, I'll do a post, and it's quite good. I'm on Twitter as well. Twitter. It's all in the description. But I got this. Shiny, shiny, shiny. No, it's not shiny. It's not shiny. It's a clone. Yeah, I don't think the original Billet box people do this colour at all. It's like a limey green. Um, I got this. It is the Rev 3.1 clone that comes with a clone billet bridge, which allows you to use your Aspire BVC coils. Alright, isn't it? It's like the size of a pack of fags, like a 20 deck. Just literally smaller than your hand. And it's alright, it's good, you know. I got this, for about 3 months I've been looking for a proper billet box, but they are very expensive, and I was worried about the vape quality, because let's face it, you know, it's a show-off piece. It's a show-off piece. It's a better vape. You can get a better vape. A DNA 40 with a Aspire Nautilus with temperature heads. That's a better vape, probably, and still quite portable. So it's a bit of a la-di-da show-off mod, unless you get the clone, like me. But for about 3 months I was looking, but I was a bit worried about the vape quality and the price, and I've been looking, and I just kept missing out on when they went up for sale, or you know, they're not easy to get, and I really don't want to pay like import duty or whatever that tax is called. So I thought I'd try the clone first. I had a lot of trouble early doors with I had a lot of trouble early doors with it leaking, and that's not like a common problem for the billet box. So I was like a bit confused, and basically what was happening was when I was filling it, I was pushing the ball down. Let's see if I can show you. I was pushing the ball down here to fill it, but when you push it back up, you've got to be very careful. You've got to give it a few rolls to make sure it's nice and tight. Yeah, so the ball was like, the seal wasn't great. The ball had gone a bit funny. But so I rolled it around, fixed it all up, dried it all up, and it's not leaking anymore, and it's quite a nice vape. I do really like it. I love it aesthetically. I love it, you know, for portability, and there's a lot they could do to improve it though. I would like to see, I would like to see, even if it was just a statement saying they are working on the next version. You know, I think you could fit an 18500 in here. Anyway, I'll save it for the review. But this is the clone, and I think I'm still on the lookout for the authentic, to be honest. But yeah, it is nice. It is nice though. It is nice. I don't think the Volts is the Volts, but I'm still working on testing that. Might be. What else is coming up for review? Oh, as I said earlier, I got these from Perino London. PerinoLondon.com. I'll put it in the description. Got loads of juice sent from them. All this, all this stuff. Yeah. So I've got those to review, and I'm going to do a review of this one in today's vlog, Yo Yogi. We'll come back to that. That's what is in the Favo tank right now. So we're going to do a mini review of that one, and then a proper review of more of them in the future. What else we got? We've got the billet. I'm supposed to be receiving an Evil Monkey or Evil Monk RDA from Ivogo, but I don't know anything about it. I've just agreed to receive it. What else? I'm still doing that video on temperature control, which is why the vlog topic is what it is today. What else? Sorry, I've got a list of notes here. What else? I've got Seville. Where are we? Seville Marmalade from Mrs. Lords that I'm thinking about doing a video about. Billet box, Seville Marmalade, temperature control. Oh, I've got a couple more from Dejin to show you as well, and the Ivogo RDA thing as well. And I need to do something about all the heads and stuff. I want to do some sort of video about Clearomizer heads and different ones and stuff, but I haven't thought that through yet. Okay, so that was what's coming up. What have we previously reviewed? What have we reviewed and how's it going? Okay, so we have reviewed the Tesla 2. The Tesla 2 is here, with the Twisted Messes RDA on top. It's got enough juice on it to vape it. Let's give it a go. That is that. That is that, guys. Tesla 2, I'm still really liking it. Obviously, it's one of those things where you don't need to watch a review to know the negatives. The negatives are so clear. Yet, in spite of the negatives, I think it's great. If you're still using mechs, dual parallel is the way to go. If you're using mechs for dripping, allows you much more safety in a lot of ways. And this has built-in safety as well. Tells me when to charge it. Can go really low ohms on it. I still really like this, but if you don't like it, I totally understand. It has got its weaknesses, but its weaknesses are like known flaws. You know, they're not mistakes. They are. It works exactly as intended, and I still really like it. What else? The Tesla Vortex. We reviewed that, didn't we? What I would say about this, with a bit more time and swapping the heads, is I've now switched over to the 0.2 head, and once I've taken the 0.5 head out, nickel head, um, I took it apart, and I'll show you a picture now of it taken apart. Can you see that? Okay, cool. So what you've got there is organic cotton, which is good, but there's also a few other bits and pieces that make up the outer wall. Don't come in contact with the coil or the vape, but they are there on the outside area. And 100% from that breakdown we can now see definitely nickel coil. It just is nickel coil. So I hope that puts that to bed. What I would say is now I've got the 0.2 head in, is I much prefer the 0.5 head. For temperature control, the 0.5 heads seem to work better in terms of it feels a more fuller vape, and it doesn't hit its temperature cap too fast, and it's just like a nice smooth vape. This one feels like you're bumping up against, what have I got it at, 400 Fahrenheit. Feels like you're bumping straight up against the Fahrenheit thing, and that's when your vape starts to wobble its way down, you know. Just give it a crack. Can't fully explain why, but I definitely prefer the 0.5 heads for this Tesla Vortex. I would still stand by everything in the review though. I still think it has incredible capacity for its height, and I really like the flavour on it. The flavour's great. It does help that I've got Grumpy Custard in there though. What else have we reviewed? We've reviewed the HB50. No opinions have changed about that at all. It very much is what it is. A really solid mod. I can't explain to you how solidly built this is. I really like the fire button. I like SX300 chips. I think they're sound. And I don't have any real major problems, and nothing's occurred since the review, so check the review out. I still completely stand by that review. Nothing's changed. $50, 50-watt mod, and it's a solid brick as well. So that is that. We reviewed the HCAN Zorro. I can't remember if I've talked about this again. In here I've got a really nice one. I've got Perino. What's it called? Perino Cream Berry in here. It's absolutely mustard, that stuff. It's not mustard flavoured. It's just really nice. HCAN Zorro, I'm not using this drip thing that we talked about a lot in the review. I'm literally just going Bosch, popping it back on, Bosch. I'm just doing that. I'm just taking it off, dripping it, and it comes off really nice, and it's really strong O-ring, but it comes off really nice. So you can do it like that absolutely fine. It's sound as a pound like that. So that's what's coming up. That's what's previously reviewed. Shall we get into the juice review? Let's do the juice review. Alright, so juice review. We've got in the Fava Tank Yo Yogi from Perino London. PerinoLondon.com. PerinoLondon.com. Okay, so this is the bottle. Really awesome packaging, and like came to me with this bag and with this card explaining everything. Like they've gone all out on design and branding, and presentation is amazing. Came with a couple of drip tips with Perino London written on. Came with these band things as well. Absolutely top drawer. The website's really good looking. Perino London have absolutely nailed all that stuff. They've gone to town and come back with loads of good stuff. So, Yo Yogi, I've got it in 3 mg. It's a 50 VG, 50 PG juice. This exact flavour on paper says blended together baked apple pie, juicy melon, and a hint of marshmallow. when I read that before I filled up this tank, I did say to myself, is that's a bit overkill. Is that a bit overkill? Sticking mushrooms and melon in an apple pie. I would have settled for a bit of custard, you know. Um, but then I vaped it, and to be honest, you do get all those flavours. You do get all those flavours. I would say the melon, for me, the way I'm vaping it, definitely the melon is actually the strongest. Now I don't like melon flavour, um, but this is definitely the nicest melon I've tried. And you do get the sweetness of the marshmallows as well. The apple pie is there. It's a little bit muted. You get the apples a bit with the melon. Um, nice and fruity. It's good. It's really good. The quality is there in the juice, and the flavour is nice. I'm really surprised that I like it, but I do. It's a nice flavour, and as I've said, in the upcoming reviews, I'll be reviewing this cream berry, and spoiler alert, I think that one is absolutely gorgeous. Um, so Perino London are definitely a juice company to check out. Um, this one, this one's really nice, surprisingly nice. I really like it. It's sweet, it's different. I could see people having this as an all-dayer because it's not too intense. And it really surprises me that I'm managing to get all three of those different flavours in the flavour, in the juice. Usually when people start mixing that much stuff, it's a bit, I don't know, just doesn't seem to quite work. So Perino London, definitely 2 thumbs up so far, but wait for the proper review. Yo Yogi, really nice, and if that flavour profile sounds up your street, I'll jump on it. I really like it. So that's perinolondon.com, and there'll be a proper review of loads more of their flavours coming up really soon. So that leads us on to moving along quite quick, although we're already about 20 minutes. But moves us along nicely to World Vape News section. World Vape News, what is coming out, what's new, what's all the gossip. There was the Vapor Shark people's juices. They sent all their juices off for independent testing. So what I'll say about the Vapor Shark and the testing, the diacetyl thing, is, first of all, the company saying they've sent juice off for testing and had different results. I'm sure you have, but to be a truly independent test, you can't be involved. You can't send the juice off to be tested. That's not an independent test. You're involved in that process. You've selected the juice to be tested. A truly independent test is a random bottle of juice from a random shelf at a random vape shop being sent off for testing, and you didn't know, and it's random and it's tested and it's independent. You weren't involved. So I mean, that is how it works in the food industry. Asda, Tesco's, Walmart, whoever, a random scientist will go into a random shop, off a random shelf, pick up the product, go away and test it. And that's a truly independent test, and that's how we found horse meat. That is how the testing works. So it carries no water with me when people say we've tested our juices ourselves and they're fine. That's not a thing. It needs to be truly independent. So in some ways I respect what Vape Shark have done. Secondly, though, I would say these results that come back in this testing, they're a bit meaningless because we don't know the safe limits. So I saw one and it was 1800, I can't remember the thing that they used, the measurement thing, but it was like milligram ounce squared thing, and it was like 1800. Well, is that good? Is that bad? How many's too much? How much is dangerous? There's no level. So if they said anything over 1600 is really bad, then we'd know. But there's no level, there's no bar, there's no grading system, there's no official. So we need to come up with the official safe limit first, and I don't think we know what that is. So it's all a mess, it's all complicated, it's all confusing. I would say that about all that. So still a lot to do. I support the testing of the juices, but until we know the official effects, problems and safe levels of diacetyl, it's murder. And never lose perspective as well. We're still talking about way safer levels than smoking. with all of these chemicals, all of this stuff, and there's far worse stuff in cigarettes as well. So yeah, I'm still completely in the dark with that. I think most people are as well. On a lighter note, we've got new mods coming out. We have got a temperature control iStick. iStick 40-watt temperature control mod, I believe. It's in the style and shape of the iStick 30-watt, but a bit more rounded off. I'm thinking about this. My iStick 20 broke, and I'm thinking if I get some temperature Nautilus coils, get an iStick 40-watt, bosh, temperature control on the go. That's what I'm thinking right now. Don't know what you're thinking. Why are you still watching this, probably? But that's quite exciting. What I would say about the iStick 40-watt temperature control mod is, for me personally, as a vapor, as a purchaser, and I will be purchasing it, I think it depends on price. It's going to come down to price. If they can keep with what they've been doing of very, very, very affordable mods, at very competitive prices, I'll be all over that 40-watt temperature control iStick, I think. But again, with temperature control, we're not 100% there yet. So if you're not in a rush for one, it might be worth waiting for a review, because it might be worth checking that the actual temperature control works properly. Because some are good and some are bad, aren't they? I think the Smok M80 was that like terrible temperature control mod. So hold fire maybe if you're worried about it. But if the price is right, I'll be on it. I will be on that iStick temperature 40-watt jobby. Also coming out, there's an IPv3 165 watt, I believe, with a Lipo battery, which is interesting. They say that Lipo batteries last longer, they hit the watts better, and all that sort of stuff. They're potentially more dangerous if you don't charge them and look after them and use them correctly. That's worth pointing out. But that's an interesting innovation, and that's the way things are going to go now, I think, thanks to the DNA 200. I think the DNA 200 has to use lipos. I believe that is correct. So it'll be interesting to see what feedback is from that. Be very interesting to see what comes back and what reviewers' thoughts on the IPv3 Li is. So stay tuned for that. Smogging up the place with the billet. What else have we got? Well, we might as well talk about it since I just mentioned it. The DNA 200 has the news has been dropped that the DNA 200 is on its way, and a plethora of experienced vapors have got their hands on one to test and try out. Very exciting, very interesting. The 200 watt thing, I mean, that's a big jump, isn't it? Our last chip was 40, our new chip is 200. That is massive. I think part of that, actually, thinking about it, is that they want to have a 200 watt chip out before any rules and regulations come into place, because then it's sort of like that'll be protected in a way as a legacy item after any rules come in. So if they change the rules on stuff, they will already have a 200 watt chip in place, so they'll still be allowed to use that and sell that presumably. So there's that aspect to it as well. I think also they're probably a bit sick of the watts race. People saying a 100 watt Yeehee chip is better than a DNA 40 simply because it's got more watts. That's probably a factor as well. But no, it does look very interesting, very exciting. I think it'll be two separate things in one, really. The people looking to vape over 120 watts, I think, won't be using temperature sensing coils. I think they won't be using nickel coils. I think you've got two mods in one, really. There, you've got your temperature control mod, maybe up to 60, 80 watts, something like that, that you can use as a temperature thing. And then on the other hand, it goes up to 200. Turn the temperature off, and you've got a massive cloud machine. And I think that's how it will be. Before you get too excited, it might be worth waiting for the prices as well, because these things don't come cheap usually. I know that Vaporshark have a Vaporshark 200 coming out, And it's also worth bearing in mind that all the DNA 200 mods will be Lipo batteries, I believe, so the way you charge them will be different. And there'll be some, there's some stuff with that as well. It's definitely worth looking into Lipos before picking up a DNA 200. So there is that coming out. Obviously, I don't know too much more than that. I've heard some good stuff about it, but I heard some good stuff about the DNA 40. So we will wait and see. Alright, I think I'm gonna wrap up this vlog before it gets too long and too boring, talking about mods and things I don't even own. So stay tuned for the Billet Box review. Stay tuned for the iGo Evil Monk RDA review. Stay tuned for Perino London. The ones I've tried so far I really liked, so stay tuned for that. And thanks for your support, and thanks for watching. Right at the end I'm going to do shoutouts right at the end, and no one's going to see them. There's timestamps in the bottom, so maybe some people will. I'm going to do some shoutouts now. Yeah, let's do some shoutouts. Okay, shoutouts. First shoutout has to go to Todd. Todd's iStick reviews. He's going to be taking a break from reviews at the end of this month. A few months out from doing reviews, just to recoup and recover and relax and presumably spend some time with his family and all that good stuff. So I think it's a good time to just say, another thank you to him for his continued support of me and my channel. And just have a great time, have a really good relaxing time, and nothing will have changed when you come back. Just rock straight back up, get your fancy mods out, and start reviewing them again. So I think all is good. So yeah, so have a nice break, Todd. I'll say that. I was asked to give a shout out to the little shop of Vape in Scarborough. Apparently they're a good shop. After my moan about shops in the previous vlog, some people said here's some good shops, and that one I was asked to give a shout out to. So yeah, so that one sounds good. That's a viewer recommendation of a brick and mortar in Scarborough. I'll check that out. I do go sometimes to Scarborough. I want to shout out the Attitude Facebook group. It's a Vapors Facebook group headed by John, who is a viewer and a subscriber to this channel. I'm in that group as well, and it's like a glossary of really useful information that's hard to get hold of. People can post whatever they like, but people post like manuals for mods and stuff, upcoming mod specs and things like that. It's really good, a really useful resource, and there's a link in the description to that Facebook group if you're thinking about joining it. What else? Oh, it's not actually a shout out, but it's in my shout out thing. I'm preparing a giveaway. In this box will not with all the DHL stuff in, but in this box will be a giveaway soon. I'm just cleaning up loads of bits. I don't know how well it'll go down, but there's going to be like 5 mods, 5 atties, juice. I'm going to do another giveaway because I've just got loads of redundant stuff that's not really the sort of stuff I want to be selling. So yeah, so it's another giveaway coming up. So look out for that. Let's vape out on Yo Yogi. Thank you very much for watching. Shout out to everyone. If you do want to shout out something, just email me or comment or something. I don't know. I'm not really. I don't know what you get from a shout out, but they're available. Shout outs on request. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again really soon. Bye.